Class is in session. Hey, what's up guys and gals? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I just want to make a brief video talking about my experience being an Instacart shopper. So let me preference that by saying that being an Instacart shopper is definitely not my full-time job. I do have a regular job. In case you can't tell by the title, I am a teacher full-time, but the reason why I'm doing Instacart is because in the summertime, we don't get paid. Now, granted, I do have savings saved up. So if, I don't work at all for the summer, I'm good. But, I like to still make money even when I'm not working or doing anything because I don't like spending money when I don't have anything coming in. But nonetheless, so what I've chosen to do this summer, and I've been doing it in previous summers before, is mainly Instacart. So if you don't know what Instacart is, Instacart basically is kind of like Amazon Flex, except for you just mainly go to grocery stores, or sometimes you might even go to retailers. Like for example, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods one time, and you just basically pick up an order. You scan the item with your smartphone, and then you go and take it to the customer's house. So it's pretty easy to do. I mean, at first it was kind of daunting to me because I was worrying about messing it up. Because I used to do Grubhub or Uber Eats, one or the other, way back in the day. And I kind of screwed that up because I didn't know what to do, and I kind of panicked, and that customer ended up not getting their food delivered to them. I just ended up going home with their order, and I just didn't know what to do. I just sat on it, and I kind of panicked, and I figured, I'll never do it again. But anyway, I had a completely different experience with Instacart. So applying is pretty easy. Just a few steps, and you apply on your cell phone or your smartphone device, and then they will ship you out a debit card. Now, this debit card is very important because this is what you use to make your purchases. You do not use your own debit or credit card when you go to the store to purchase the items. You use this, and the app basically walks you through all the steps. When you go to the store, it tells you how many of each item to pick up. Sometimes it even tells you where in the supermarket you can find the items. If you don't know, you can always ask a worker, somebody that works at the supermarket, to guide you to where the items are located, because you are timed. Now, I don't know what exactly happens if you go past the timer. I just know it's not a good look, but you are timed. So yeah, you want to kind of be a quick shopper, but at the same time, you want to be efficient. So, if they don't have the item, you want to just click, item's not available. Would you like a substitute? Maybe you could reach out to the customer, see if they want a substitute, what have you. But you want to try to be as swift as possible. But nonetheless, you go to the store, you pick up all the items, and then it'll take you through the checkout process, and you might, choose if you want to pick up some bags. The customer pays for the bags, by the way. That kind of freaked me out at first because I live in New Jersey where we don't get free bags. We have to pay for the bags. So I didn't want to have to, use my own money to pay for the bags, even though, they're kind of cheap, but still nonetheless. But yes, the app, charges the customer for the bags, and then it'll navigate you to the customer's house so that you can drop off the groceries. And the customer, if they're a good customer, they'll give you a tip. And that's where you can make, the most bang for your buck. Nonetheless, I really like doing Instacart, but like I said, it's definitely not something I would do as a main gig. If you don't have any job lined up at all, it's something that you can use to hold you over. Maybe you're in between jobs, you put in your 2 weeks notice and you're waiting to start your next one, or you just want to pick up some extra spare change or some extra cash here and there. Now, you can earn some decent money on Instacart, and they have a lot of bonuses and things like that. Of course, referrals. You refer your friends so you can earn bonus checks and things like that. So there are some ways you can make some good money. And if you do some deliveries during the peak hours and all that, you can make some extra pretty good cash around those peak hour times. But nonetheless, it's a pretty decent way to make money. And honestly, I like it because I get to set my own hours. The only downside is, of course, it comes with the territory of, doing Amazon Flex or Grubhub, Uber Eats, and in Uber driving and all that type of stuff. You got to use your own vehicle. So sometimes I will pick up a order And I would go to a supermarket that might be like literally right across the street from where I live. It's a supermarket. And then it will take me like somewhere that's like 20 minutes away from where I live, which isn't the worst. The worst I probably had was like maybe 30 minutes, 17 miles. That's, now it's not too bad for me because I drive an electric car, but I can see like someone who drives a gas car, how that can feel like, a lot of gas when you're burning just to like pick up a few extra dollars here and there. So like, for example, today I did 2 deliveries. I could have did more. I saw an order today that was going to pay out like $45, but I didn't want to do it. I'll touch on that in a moment. But anyway, I did 2 deliveries and I made basically like $22 off of those 2 deliveries. So could have did more, but that's all I did for today. Just some chump change. Now, I will say this. The way it works is that you basically turn on the app and you go live via the app. And then when an order appears, it'll show you like the order, like how many items you got to pick up, the grocery store you got to go to, the distance you got to drive from where you live to the location where the customer lives and where you got to drop it off. And basically like if there's like any other, multiple trips or multiple orders within one batch of, orders. So what I would do is just be careful. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, especially if you're new at this. You don't want to pick up like 3 orders, a 3-batch order, because it might confuse you unless you have a tool or something to kind of like sort those things, or like a bag to help you sort everything, all the different orders. But what I would do is like I would start off small, something like, oh, pick up 4 items here, pick up 3 items there, and then take off and go to the customer's house and only drop off at one person's house. Pick up choose an order that only requires you to go to one person's house at a time until you get comfortable with it. Because when you start doing like the multi orders, and even though you can earn a lot of money from that, like it'll confuse you. You'll just like overwhelm yourself, and you are still again timed on like those shopping trips, even if it's like a multi-batch order. But with that said, I really do enjoy Instacart shopping. I get to go around to different areas nearby where I live that I've never seen or wouldn't have known existed before. And today I even went to a supermarket today that's not too far from where I live, and it was kind of like a farmer's market type of supermarket, and they sell a lot of like Whole Foods. So it's kind of like Whole Foods, but a little bit more reasonable, kind of like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, somewhere in that line of food lines. But I would have never known it existed if I didn't have to go there to pick up an Instacart order. And the order was pretty simple. It was just 4 items, and I got paid like $12 to do it. With that said, I really do enjoy Instacart shopping. I hope that this video was informative for you. If you never heard about Instacart shopping, maybe something you can do to earn some extra cash here and there, a little gig work, get your hustle on. But with that said, that's all I got to say for this video. If you like this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video all around the world with your family and friends. And until the next video, I'm out. Class dismissed.